Oh my dog, I'm going to drown here, all alone on Christmas Eve, thought Karen Webster to herself while standing on the bottom of her family's swimming pool. As Karen's breath ran out, a strange calmness started to overtake her as she gave in and accepted her fate. Karen did her best to not think about her husband Frank and 2 daughters finding her dead on Christmas Eve. As she looked up at the blurry golden outline of the family dog racing back and forth along the edge of the pool, frantically barking. Good day to all my wonderful and amazing viewers. Stuart Little here. Hope you're all doing fantabulous. Today you're going to hear a story from my new book, as told by Caroline Elton. It's my elf on the shelf, in case you're wondering. It's about a wonderful dog who saves Christmas, not only once, but twice. And it's based on a true story, too. The conversations may have been embellished upon a little bit, though. Hope you enjoy, and don't forget to... Just over a month to go until Christmas, Karen and her youngest daughter, Emily, were at their local animal shelter. Oh, Mom, I'm so sad we can't take them all, said Emily. The Webster's family dog had passed away several months earlier, and they all decided it was finally time to bring a new Webster into the household. Over here, shouts Emily. Mom, look how cute and sweet this one is. Standing in front of Emily, tail wagging, gleaming coat, and wide eyes, was the most gorgeous yellow lab. Oh, Mom, this is the one, says Emily. And at this time, Vicky, the shelter worker, overhears and rushes over to speak with Emily and Karen. Oh, what a wonderful choice, she says. She deserves a home where she will get lots and lots of love. This dog came from a house where she was abused, neglected, and worst of all, chained outside for so long, her collar was embedded into her skin from growing into it. And after 2 years, the neighbors finally couldn't take it anymore and called us in to help.
911, what's your...
It definitely took some work and some convincing. The owners were very reluctant to give her up at first, stating she kept the burglars away. A dog chained up probably won't do much for that, but to each his own, I guess. After their talk with Vicky, the Websters decided to have the yellow lab moved to a foster home where they could observe the dog's temperament with children. After just 2 short weeks, it was clear this dog was perfect for the Webster family. Within the first few hours of bringing the dog home, they all decided on the name Cinnamon for their new pooch. This once abused, neglected dog was thriving in her new home and absolutely flourished from the endless love she was given. And by no means was Cinnamon perfect. Whether she was running through the house with muddy feet, splashing the kids in the pool, or even rolling around in a muddy garden, her excited wagging tail knocking countless sodas and snacks off the coffee table. But soon, all would be forgotten. It was the week prior to Christmas, and the Webster family had been awoken by the sound of Karen running, screaming frantically through the house. A startled and frightened Emily grabbed her mom's hand and asked, "What was wrong?" Karen shouted, "I've lost all the money Pastor Richardson entrusted me with." Emily looked right at her and said, "You mean the money we were going to buy gifts for the needy with?" "Yes," screamed Karen. "Okay, well, don't panic, Mom. We'll just retrace your steps," exclaimed Emily. But that's when Ellie shouts, Mom, come here. Cinnamon found the money." "Oh, my dog," Karen stated. "Where on earth was it?" "On the passenger side of the car in the grass," replied Ellie. "Oh my," Karen said. "It must have fallen out when I grabbed my cell phone from my coat pocket to answer it. I was on that side gathering the dry cleaning, when all of a sudden, my phone rang. And that happened to be the same pocket I put the money into." The family was so relieved. They all gave Cinnamon the biggest hug ever. Karen whispered into her ear, "You just saved Christmas for so many families, you magnificent dog." That entire next week, Karen really pampered Cinnamon with special treats. One time she even made her own hamburger. And of course, it was raw. All the shopping for the less fortunate had overtaken the family with joy, and they spent the entire next week wrapping gifts and baking holiday treats. And this year was the year the family had not only volunteered to shop for the gifts, but to also help deliver them as well. When December 24th, 2001 finally arrived, Frank and the kids left the house for their day of deliveries, while Mrs. Webster stayed home to cook their traditional Christmas Eve pork roast feast. Being a Florida gal, Karen was more than thrilled to stay inside by the warmth of the oven, since it was unseasonably cold this holiday season in Central Florida. A few hours passed by, and Karen catches a glimpse of the forecast for that evening, and decided it would be best to go cover her delicate plants. She grabbed several sheets and stopping only to toss on a fleece-lined winter coat, which was covering her Florida State sweatshirt, which she had on over a thermal top, to match her thermal leggings and sweatpants. Exchanging her warm, fuzzy slippers for thick, heavy hiking boots, as she stepped outside, she noticed a cold, blustery wind, making it feel much colder than the 40 degrees her thermometer read. Of course, Cinnamon was following her through the yard as she went about covering her plants. Everything was great until she got to the final orange tree on the patio by the pool. As she approached, sheet in hand, the wind grew noticeably stronger, picking up the corner of the sheet and blowing it over her face, sending Karen backpedaling while wrestling to remove it from her head. She tripped, lost her balance, and fell right into the deep end of the pool. Karen sank very quickly as all the layers filled up with water, weighing her down even more. Karen was not a good swimmer and had fallen seriously out of shape over the years.
I'm completely out of shape.
She tried frantically clawing at the water, trying to pull herself up, but before long she grew tired and started to give up. This is it. I'm going to die here, all alone, Karen thought to herself. What a horrible time to die. From the corner of her eye, though, just above her, she could see the blurry outline of Cinnamon running back and forth, frantically barking, which Karen could faintly make out through the 6 feet of water. But as Karen was slowly losing hope, she saw a big splash just above her as Cinnamon jumped into the pool and started frantically swimming in a panic towards her owner. And as she approached Karen, the dog dipped her hindquarters down, bringing her tail close enough to Karen. Just as Karen was completely out of breath and couldn't hold on any longer, she reached up for the tail and latched on just as the dog started paddling as hard as a steamboat while trying to pull an additional 265 pounds, which was nearly 4 times her weight. Thankfully, Cinnamon was up for the challenge. Karen by this point was out of air and had started taking in water. With her vision fading to black, Karen felt her feet hit the bottom of the shallow end. She used everything she had left and pushed herself up and out of the water, gulping for air and being immediately greeted with choking and coughing as a result of taking water into her lungs. But almost just as instantly, Karen was completely elated. I'm going to live, she thought to herself, while staggering over to the stairs with Cinnamon's help. The dog wouldn't leave her side or stop licking her face while she recovered and regained the strength to get up and leave the pool. Just then, Frank and the kids came rushing over, throwing a towel around a shivering, soaked, and exhausted woman. After filling the family in on what had happened, she looked right at Cinnamon and said, "Thank you, pup. Not only have you saved Christmas a second time, more importantly, you saved my life. Thank you."
Are you done yet?